As you can see, this was my Saito FA-120 fathead engine. This is the first run on video after it was cleaned and rebuilt. As far as rebuilding, I don't know that I actually replaced any bearings. I think the bearings were fine in this engine, so it had already been replaced, fairly recently in the past because of the way the bearings felt. So I basically just disassembled it completely, cleaned it up because it was rather dirty, and I've got it running now. This is Morgan's 5% with a little bit of added caster, a master air screw 15/8 prop, and an OSF glow plug. Now, if you recall, this carburetor has 3 adjustments. Not this. 3 adjustments. It has a high speed, mid-range, and an air bleed. Now, when I cleaned this carb, I did not remove the air bleed screw, and it's still set at about 50% covering the opening. But obviously I did adjust or move the brass disc that adjusts the mid-range. Now, in Bill Robinson's notes on how to adjust this carb, basically he said set it for high speed first, back it off about 300 to 400 RPM, which I really didn't do. I just kind of left it there because it's running on the bench. Near max RPM, go to half throttle, or I just basically split the difference of the high speed and went to about half the RPM. Pinch the fuel line, and if you hear RPMs pick up, it's good. If it dies immediately, it's lean. So the RPMs picked up, and then they settled back down to where they were, so I'm calling that good. And it looks like, turns out that the mark on the brass disc is perfectly in line with the mark on the casting of the carb too. So that's the default setting. It looks like it's right on the money. As you can see, I also stiffened up my throttle push rod now so that I don't have to sit there and try to meter it. I mean, yeah, I'm still trying to go slow to low throttle because I can't still close it, but I can at least walk away and it'll stay in the position. So I was able to get a really nice 1950 to 2000 RPM idle and pretty darn good transition. So it's a nice running engine. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you. This was a run with my OS FS-120 pre-surpass engine. I just had noticed that I didn't have a decent run with this thing after I had rebuilt it, retuned it, and really tried to peak it out. Looks like it's running pretty good now. This was Morgan's 5% Omega with some caster added, a 15/8 master air screw prop, and an OSF plug. And as you can see, I started having some damn issues with my fuel tank mount coming loose, so I had to sit here and hold it, but it's a nice running engine. Pretty impressive, so that was a fun little run. Thank you for watching.